Hey everyone, it's Craig Marchant coming to you live from Melbourne in Victoria, Australia. And This is the first broadcast for a while. I had a week off, went out and visited my mum and dad, um, and had some downtime, so that was really good. Tonight, I want to talk about medications that help with depression and, by extension, related illnesses such as anxiety, schizophrenia, those sort of things. Um, I often hear a lot of objections around people taking medication, um, and I want to try and address a few of those, tonight with you. So, one I hear all the time is, I don't want to take any medication because why should I just to make myself normal? Um, and I can understand where people are coming from with that. I myself, I've had those thoughts before, so I can't sit here and say no, I didn't do that. No, um, you know, yes, it's a bummer, but I like to think of it as, if you were diabetic and you needed medication to keep you alive, well, generally you wouldn't have an issue with that, or if you did, you'd still at least take it. Whereas, if it was a mental illness, people seem to have this thing of, "Oh, I'm not going to do that," which I think is not good. Um, so that would be the first one that I would say to you. Yeah, yes, it sucks, but if it manages and keeps your symptoms under control and lets you lead a happy and healthy life, well, what's the problem with that, really? Another one is, I don't want to be on medication, for the rest of my life. And yes, I've been there too. I've thought that, and had objections to that before. And I would say to you, it's the same thing as the analogy to the diabetic I just mentioned before. If that's what helps keep you level and straight, and let you live your life to the fullest, then what's the big deal? You don't need to advertise it to people. That's one of the good things about it. You don't wear a sign around your head that says, I'm depressed and I'm on medication. So I personally, I don't see a big issue with it now versus a number of years ago where I did. Um, there's also the fear of the symptoms. Some of the symptoms that you get with antidepressants, and of course this varies from person to person, so you can't, please don't take this as gospel. Um, you know, can be quite alarming. You read through the information sheets and it's everything under the sun. And God, who wants to put something in their body like that if it's got all these symptoms? But I would say to you, give it a try first, because not every symptom is going to happen to every person. In fact, my main symptoms that cause me curry at the moment are my sleeping and how sleepy I am of a morning. It's a real battle to sort of get up and keep going of a morning. Um, Sometimes I can achieve it. Sometimes I have to go back to bed for an hour or two to actually feel better. It's just what it is. I wish I had some sort of amazing insight into it, but I don't. I just put up with that. That's the main problem I get from my medication is sleepiness. That's the big one. One of the other ones is on the olanzapine that I take, which is the anti-schizophrenic medication. Um, it does help put weight on. I'm not going to lie. It sort of controls it interferes with your hunger hormones, from what I understand, and does tend to make you get very hungry and ravenous, and you do eat a lot. And I find even for me, willpower wise, sometimes I can fight it, sometimes I can't. So I've put more weight back on than I would have liked. At my heaviest, I've been 200 kilos. I don't even know what that works out in pounds. It'd be something astronomical. Um, and I got down to, when I was doing the Inca Trail, I managed to get down to about 120 kilos. And right now I'm sitting at about 165. But I am making a conscious effort now to try and reduce that weight and get rid of it. But that's another side effect I've got from one of my medications, the olanzapine. But yeah, this is not to scare you. It's just to let you know that some of them may affect you, some of them may not. Like I know people that are on antidepressants and they've got zero appetite whatsoever. But I know people that are on antidepressants and they have the constant hunger. So don't let it turn you off until you've tried it, and see if you can manage with those symptoms, because I do feel that while medication isn't for everybody, and the good thing about it is that it brings you to a level state. So it's not going to cure you, I like to say. It's a mix of psychotherapy and medication that seem to do it for me, and I would assume that it's like that for a lot of people. It brings you back to a level state where you can actually then address those problems with your psychologist, your psychiatrist, your worker, whoever it happens to be, and that will hopefully make it better for you. So those are the few things I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to go into too much specifics about the types of medications. If you're interested in knowing more about that, I think there should be a link in the description. If not, I'm just pushing it up onto my screen right now so you can see it at the bottom. And, you can visit there. That's got a list of the common antidepressants. There's also some anxiety ones and some antipsychotics there as well. I'm going to keep building out my website and putting as much information as I can in there for people. So look, for those that know me, I've battled with the depression and the schizophrenia for a long time now. And it's taken a long while for me to get to this stage, but I finally sort of accepted that if it's medication that's going to make me better, well, so be it. That's just the price we have to pay. That's what it is. So look, thanks so much for tuning in tonight or in the morning, wherever you are in the world. As usual, if you can like, share, and comment my post, that is useful. And hopefully other people can get some benefit out of my insight into mental illnesses. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a good night.